everybody, welcome to Dakman Productions and welcome to the Raritan Valley Hi-Railers with Matt. We are back behind the scenes once again, and maybe for the last time, but...
Well, at least with these modules, there's might be some future. I'm on a board of a museum now, that museum we were at last May. So I might be redoing some military dioramas, and they've got their whole Battle of the Bulge and want to do Bastogne. They've got, so they've got some
cool
neat,
stuff.
yeah, they got some neat dioramas there. They just opened up a cool, I won't talk much about the museum, but they just are getting ready to open a really cool exhibit. It's a naval exhibit, and some guy built a 12-foot long scale model of the USS New Jersey.
Really?
It's freaking unbelievable.
Wow.
So that's going to probably open up in the spring. So yeah, so we'll be there the entire month of January, and we'll have our layout set up again next May.
And for those who don't know, that's open to the public.
It's open to the public. It's called Info Age Museum. It's in Wall Township, New Jersey. It's open every Saturday, Sunday, and Wednesday, 12 to 5.
And I'll put a link to that museum in the description of this video, so if you guys are interested in visiting, coming out to see Matt. I've been out there myself. It is amazing, that museum. There's all kinds of things out there you can see. Just the military stuff that Matt had mentioned. I'm a big World War II buff. I love that kind of history. But if you're interested in history and science, that's definitely the place to visit.
Yep. So, but yeah, so this might very well be. I mean, it's not anything, evil or anything. It's just there's nothing left to build. There's no room left in the trailers. All the modules have been redone. It's been a good run. I've been building modules solid since 2011.
Oh yeah, you've been crazy.
every winter, every summer, I've had something going on out here. So it is a little bittersweet. The final little details on here, I'm kind of savoring because I'm like, this could very well be the last modules for a while that are set up in here.
Right, and I know I've heard people saying that they're looking forward to seeing the Raritan Valley Hi-Railers at York. So what we're about to see is a little bit of behind the scenes here, so you guys get to see. So how big are you planning on being at York? Because I heard you guys are going to be pretty big.
I think it's either 28. It's definitely 60 foot long.
Wow.
So it's either 28, 30, or 32 foot wide. He hasn't given, so it's definitely 28 at least, but he's trying to squeeze in that last 4 feet.
Okay.
And we're gonna be, I believe, in the White Hall.
The White Hall.
The White Hall.
Now, will this be the biggest you ever been, or you been this big before?
No, I mean, when we used to do with the Greenberg shows, they used to let us be 42 by 52.
Oh, wow.
So, that's the biggest. That was, remember that was when we used to have the whole area that was behind, and we ran, and we had the yard and all that kind of stuff. So that's probably the biggest we've ever been. The 60 is the longest. So we were 28 by 60 for the convention. So this will either be at least the same size or maybe a little bit bigger.
Okay.
But even when we did Info Age, I think we were 24 by 60.
Yeah, you guys are pretty big in there.
Yeah, well, the room's got the length.
Yeah.
It just doesn't have the width, because I'm probably going to try to go. I know I can go one more 2-footer there, so I'm going to try to be like 26, and then probably squeeze another 4-footer in, so like 26 by 64.
Yeah, because those rooms look like they were barracks or something.
No, so again, we're back on the museum again.
Yeah.
But which is fine. I'm sure they love the advertisement. So Evans was. I'm actually reading the book about the place now. Very dry reading, but that was where all the radar for everything was designed. That was a top secret lab for them, and they did everything there. They had where the Garden State Model Railroad Club is, that H building, that was actually the radar laboratories. But they had glass blowing shop there. They made their own tubes. They made everything. So they had their own patent attorneys on staff, and they would design everything and patent everything, and then Westinghouse, some big company, then would mass produce. But there's one radar. It's called Guardrail, and it's still. I mean, it's had improvements done to it, but that's still the system that's used today, where they their guidance systems and everything. So
Oh,
that
wow.
was all designed at Evans. So and Evans was communications. The book actually states that when the Japanese surrendered, the message came to Evans first that the Japanese have surrendered and the war is over, and Evans is who got the message to Washington. So that was they were big communications base.
That's pretty
So
cool.
no, those weren't barracks; those were just all laboratories in different rooms. And then
Oh,
the
okay.
Marconi Hotel, they call it a hotel, but really what it was a dormitory. Originally, before the government bought it, that was the Marconi Telegraph Company. So that's where Marconi's business was of the Marconi Telegraph. Then the government bought that area off of him, and he might have even done some work for the military. But yeah, no, that's how Camp Evans came about.
And people who watch my video do like the history on things too. So
Well, the history is like I said. There's a book written about Evans, and it's very dry reading, but because it's I mean everybody that was there all had PhDs and they were all scientists, so it was written by somebody who worked there who was a brilliant guy. But my uncle worked for. He was like the fourth or fifth employee of Microsoft. He was a electrical engineer and code writer. He's old now, but he designed the first gyroscope for the space shuttle. He was just a brilliant man. My mom's brother. To talk to him, he was just so above you. Like you couldn't have a normal conversation with him because he was just so brilliant. So it's like you talk to me, you're like, I have no idea what you're talking about. And so that's like the guys who worked at it. They're all just very, very, they were brilliant people. And, when they asked me to be on the board, the guy who asked me to be on the board goes, go on our website and look at it's called Governance. So if you go on the Governance and look and read through it, but there's professors from Princeton that are on that board. So I actually called him. I said, there isn't anybody on that board doesn't have a PhD, master's. And I was like, I think I'm too dumb to be on that board. And he laughs. He goes, no, he goes, I got plenty of thinkers. He goes, I need somebody that does something. So he's like, no, we want you to, refurbish some of the exhibits. And, he goes, you have a talent that we need here. I'm like, all right, so you're just using me.
But that's right up your alley, though.
And that place is just so cool.
Yeah.
It's just so cool. I'm very excited to be part of it. But all right, let's get off the museum.
All right, so we'll get back to the Raritan Valley Hi-Railers. Now, speaking of which, I know people going to ask in this video, we'll likely bring it up. You had made a post about the Greenberg show in Edison, but however, the club is going to continue.
The club is going to continue, so it's just me. And again, I'm not going to disparage Greenberg or anything. I myself had how do I put it? A little bit of a disagreement why I was there in the last show, but it had been building. It had been building just for the fact that you go in there on a Friday. The place is a mob. If anybody's ever gone in there, the place is a mob scene. Like there's vendors everywhere setting up, and there's stuff in the aisles, and there's vehicles everywhere, and we can't come in the back door anymore because if they don't rent that space, you can't use that back door, so we can't pull in the building anymore. So luckily, all of our stuff's on carts, but we're rolling it from way out in the parking lot. So it takes a good 2 hours just to unload the trucks. So. It was a hot day that day. I was just aggravated. I was getting yelled at by vendors because, you're trying to come in and so if you, God forbid, you move a table 4 inches, you get screamed at. And so I was, and then at the end of the day, you're there for 2 days or 8 hours. So it's all this work for 8 hours of essentially of running trains. And I'm like, that's it. I was like, I'm not doing it anymore. But I didn't want to be the reason the club didn't do it anymore. So we took a vote, and some of the guys still want to do it. They don't want to do all of them. They want to definitely do the November show if we can get in, and then maybe one other one. But again, with InfoAge, we can set up there. The setup couldn't be any easier. I mean, literally, like where you just walked in the back door of my shop, this is the room. So it's easy. You're not fighting against anybody. Setup's easy. You can do it at your leisure, and then you're there for a month, running. So it's just to me that just is more. Yes, never going to get the crowds there that you get at the Raritan Center, and it is nice. I do like talking to people. So the club will still be there. I'll probably still show up occasionally here and there just to shoot some video stuff for Instagram, but I'm just not going through the aggravation of I told and they can feel free to use the stuff of it. So they're going to continue to use the one trailer that has all the corners on it. So the power plant modules will always be there, and there's some other random ones in there. But like you'll never see these at Greenberg. The coal mine scene. So if you guys want to see those modules, you either have to come out to York this year. Or the Influence Museum, they'll be there. And then we've talked about maybe still doing maybe do York every other year. Maybe do the Museum of Pennsylvania, their railroad days. So we'll definitely do some other shows here and there. But just for me, it's and there's a couple other guys that aren't doing the Greenberg shows anymore either. And again, it's nothing against Greenberg. It's just not. It's a lot of setup, a lot of hard work. It's not worth we're all older. The young guys want to still do it. That's great. And I'll help them any way I can, but it's just not going to be in setting up. so that's it. That's it with Greenberg. So yeah, it's not. I mean, I put that post out that first day, and it amazes me how many people over the years I've given my phone number to. I got so many texts and calls the next day. People want to know, who made me mad? Why am I quitting the hobby? And I'm like, that's not what I said at all. I'm not quitting the hobby. I'm not quitting the club. I love those guys. Those guys. This has nothing to do with the Raritan Valley Hi-Railers. Right. A great group of guys. We're having a work session next weekend. The guys are coming here. It's just and it's not even that I'm mad at Greenberg. It's just not worth it anymore to me. It's just to me. It's just not worth it anymore. So. Yeah, I wish Greenberg luck. I hope they continue on. And like I said, the guys still want to do it, but it's just a total me thing. So that's it about that.
All right, yeah. So I wanted to cover that real quick, so because I knew people were going to ask. But here we go. We have this module that Matt has.
So this first 4-foot module is a leftover of another that I reject. So this is the one that's got the stream on it with the running water.
Okay.
And I still have to figure out.
Check this out, guys.
It's got a tiny little leak underneath. Now this module is probably 8 years old. Never leaked. So something between I don't know. Maybe I got to put a level on it. Maybe I have it back pitched or something. So I got to check that out. It's a tiny drip. Like I have a little thing underneath there right now. So it's nothing. But it's not that it's not going to be used. It's still going to be used at a show.
That is so cool.
But yeah, this has been so. This used to be the module that when you had the town of Bridgeton that went behind.
Yes.
This was the module that had so it came off of here, and this went back around and then back to the town of Bridgeton back here. So it had the tower sitting here, and then it had the general store sitting here. So obviously we don't have the back area anymore, so I took all that off, stripped it down. The tower actually I reused on the engine facility. Modules, that's that thing, and then the store I sold to, I always forget those guys, the ones.
Oh, the DC Independent.
The DC Independent Hi-Railers. Yep. I sold it to Jeff.
Jeff Potter.
I think he uses it on.
Oh yeah, that came out. It's really nice. So he did a good job putting it on the
module. So yeah, no, I've seen the pictures. So I haven't gotten there to see it in person yet. So that went there. So built this building new. This loader. And this loader actually operates. It's got a.
Let's get over there.
But I don't. It was one of those that to just say I could do it.
Oh, okay.
But I don't use this one. It does have the so it's got the controllers in here. It's got the vibrator. The same thing as all the rest of them.
Right.
It's got the bay door closed. So like there's a door. If you come around this side, it's kind of hard to see.
Okay,
but it's down here. Like you can close. You can close the bay door in there.
Where's the door at? I'm trying to see the door.
It's kind of hard to see.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that, again, I just wanted to do it.
Yeah.
And then the funny thing is this module always had a sound module on it, and I totally forgot it was there. So, the Babbling Brook.
That's pretty cool. I like the VW bus in there. That's so cool too.
Turn that off. That gets annoying.
Yeah.
And then at the shows, you can't really hear it anyway. So probably why I forgot it was under there. And then this same thing. This one, if you remember, operates too.
Oh yeah.
But again, I'll probably never use it. But the you know the chute goes down.
The chute goes up and down. Yeah. I remember that now.
Right here. So like if somebody wants to see it just work, I mean I could, but you just turn the power on, and then the chute down.
Oh yeah, there it goes.
So you can put the chute up or down, and then the door open.
Oh, that's so cool.
And then this has got a vibrator too. You know, the vibrators were actually, those were prototypical. It didn't have, the vibrators on those were actually, it was like almost looked like a drive shaft with hammers.
Okay.
And what it would do was go around and it would bang the side, so that if, you know, when it was cold and stuff, and help the coal to come out. So, because, you know, a lot of people think that they banged on it with sledgehammers. They banged on the side of cars with sledgehammers, but banging on a tipple with a sledgehammer wouldn't do anything. So they had this drive shaft system in them that literally was like clank, 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 and it would literally shake the.
So that explains why I've seen some hopper cars that have signs on them that say "Do not hammer."
Yeah, because they would weld the sides of them with, you know. So now what they do is they actually have these sheds that they pull them through, that have these big like radiant heaters in them, and they just heat them up.
Okay.
The cold travels pretty much, you know, it really is not on the rails for days and days at a time anyway. It's usually going from point A to point B now. They load it in a flow loader and it goes to a power plant. So, yeah, I just have to remember to leave it up all the time or else somebody's going to hit it with a train.
This is so cool though. Yeah, see, you're, because I asked you about that Mary Kay the last time, if you had named it after a Mary Kay Cosmetics.
No,
and you
said, I needed a name that was kind of, because if you've ever seen tugboats and stuff, they always have like a name and a letter or something.
Yeah.
So I needed something short to fit there. And then the controller for the bridge is here too.
Oh, cool.
So that would be so if the train was going to come into the coal loader, you know, it would come through here, and then you could open up the gate to the loader. So, oh, where is it? Loader, enter, open. There, why is it not opening?
There it goes. Let's try.
I think it just worked before. All right, well, I guess I might have to leave it open. Go check that out, see what the hell the problem is.
It's
closing.
It's closing. It's just not opening.
Yeah, let's check it out. Okay, so yeah, you would open up that, and then you would open up the gate to exit.
Okay, that's going to be back here. Oh yeah, there we go.
And then you would bring a train through to load. I mean, I could fire that train up to bring it in.
I think I like this setup the best.
It's well, what it does nice is it brings it closer to the public.
Yeah, I definitely like this setup the best.
Because the coal loader's not new. I built that a few years ago.
Yeah.
If you remember, it only got used at one show.
Because
it was in the back.
Yeah.
It was kind of far away. You couldn't see it.
Right. I definitely like the way this one came out a lot better. Because you got everything all together here.
And very close to the...
And very close, yeah.
To the public.
I like that barge. That is so cool. So you guys can see. Yeah, some of the stuff he's had before, but he adds on and improves
I feel like
it.
these were on the old one. Those are those are the silicone spray. I'll show you those. There it goes. That I just finished. I just finished that the other day.
Okay.
That was last week. I'm sitting here, enjoying a good cigar, and I'm like, it needs something over here to kind of know. So I made a vertical conveyor. I just finished putting the lights in and did it yesterday. But that's removable, so that can come off.
Okay.
Because this is a line of 2 modules. This conveyor comes off, just lifts off. And they got quick connect plugs in both of those. Again, my loading skills aren't great yet. I did it this morning and I made a total mess. It takes a little finessing to figure it out. So I'm probably not going to be able to fill them to the top because I don't want to go overboard. I'll just kind of put some coal in them. And that'll definitely take like some time at a show to really...
Yeah. I like how you got things set up so you can test your modules.
Well, I built that years ago for just that reason. So obviously, if you're coming in, you make sure the bridge is down, first of all.
Yeah. And by the way, Matt is running this dead rail.
Which is why, if you notice, like the tracks are all painted, rusty, and everything.
Yeah. For those who are wondering, this is totally dead rail.
You need the dead rail for this because you got to be, when you're coming through here, like right now, I'm crawling 3 miles an hour. I don't care what system, they won't do it.
Right.
They're very jumpy and they're very, So you pull the train underneath the loader.
Okay. Get in there. There we go.
Get it set. Alright, let me turn all the lights on. They're all off. And then put the chute down.
There you go.
And then
don't worry, Matt. We won't judge you.
it takes a little bit to. All right, we'll leave it at that.
Okay.
And then you come through the leveler. Now the leveler is kind of hard to see from that side. It's actually easier to see from this side.
Your side? Okay.
So,
let's get over here, guys, so we can see the...
I mean, when you look underneath, you can see it. So we come to the leveler here. And this would be where they would level. So the leveler now.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And that would level the coal loads over.
Okay. Wow. That's so cool.
You've got the silicone spray.
And why would they spray it with silicone spray? I know you said it.
So the silicone spray, that's actually a more modern thing.
Okay.
That's so that I can't really go any farther. So the engine's going to get silicone spray. So that would be to seal, to keep the dust down on top of when it's traveling on
the coal dust.
Yeah. So there you can see it's just starting to come out now.
Oh yeah.
So that'll simulate the silicone spray.
That's so cool. I like the operator in the tower. Boy, that puts out some really...
Yeah.
That's that harbor models.
Yes, it's in there.
Oh, wow. Well, good thing you... wow.
And then, yeah, there's a lot of stuff that operates in here. So then we put the coal leveling arm back up. But like this crane, if I just, you know, why you want to play with this crane here.
Okay. Oh.
So,
Oh, that's so nice. And how do you figure out what motors to use to do all this?
it's just all DC. So that's a low RPM motor.
Okay.
So that's only like a 3 or 4 or 5 RPM, I think.
Okay.
And then that's just the boom is just an actuator.
Oh man, that's nice.
Okay.
I love the way this tugboat came out.
So that was again a Lionel tugboat. Bought that online cheap. Guy said it worked. Made the mistake of bought it. It sat for like 2 years. Nothing. I'll take it a step further that it didn't work. He gutted it. there was nothing in it.
No.
So lights, nothing worked on it. I was like, it was one of those where you're like, son of a. So I said, you know something, here's a chance to upgrade it. I wasn't going to use the smoke unit anyway because they're so, but I added all the lights to it. I did, you know, and it looks more because Lionel didn't light it like that.
No.
But it looks so much more prototypical anyway, the way that I had lit it up.
It does, especially with the red and the green for port and starboard.
Which again, I had to keep going online, going, which one's right? Which one's right? Is it right? and I grew up on the water. But it was like, I haven't been in a boat in so long, so. But, so that, and then this is the same thing. It kind of simulates that to loading barges. So this is pushing in here, and this would be where they, you know, load the barge.
This is an interesting light. I'm looking at this light here. What is that?
That's just to warn people crossing the tracks. So that's, I made that. It's just, all it is it's a wigwag made by Evans, just a chip or a nano LED wigwag, and then, you know, I opposite set how they go, and then, you know, all the components are all hidden up inside of here and everything.
It's just like, wow. I mean, the wow factor.
Back that train back out of there.
I really like how this...
And then obviously the coal, like when you got to load the coal.
Right.
That lifts off and load the coal down through there. And then that's got springs underneath so that the electricity goes back up to...
That looks like it holds a lot of coal anyway.
Oh, it holds a ton of... You can probably load about 8 cars. The hopper comes down to like here. So, I mean, you can fill it up pretty full. And then another thing we have here... So you can actually load, this is a float bridge and a car float. So you can actually load cars, you know, if you wanted to play on here like loading cars. It's got a small little yard over there. But then say I don't want that. Here, I'm just going to pull this train over here.
Okay, I'm just in awe right now trying to get everything on camera for people to see.
And then we'll turn the lights off for a minute and do the... Back over here.
This is so cool. Heck, you can play with just this piece all day long.
Yeah. You can definitely play with just that if you want to.
Just trying to get everybody a
Shut up.
once over here.
So, yeah, you could fiddle around, bring cars onto here.
I see.
Bridge.
Yeah, I
But
see
then if
the
you say
gate.
I don't want to use this, I can actually lift this off, and then the pins are actually what power it. takes the power away. So I can take
I
this.
see the pins.
I can take this and put it, and then I have another scene that if I don't want like the car float.
Right.
Actually made this
good
one
idea.
large. So the Losey's lobster boat sits here. And then this comes up through here.
So you can actually change the scene.
I can change the scene. Leave that just sitting there.
That's pretty cool too.
Little maintenance away barge. doing some stone work around the bulkheads.
Wow.
And this is, the bottom of this is foam that I made that out of.
Oh, you mean, oh.
So this thing's actually pretty light, and then the top's all styrene.
Well, that's good, making it lightweight. It was so cool, though.
Turn the lights off.
Yeah, let's turn the lights off. Let's look at this thing in the dark.
There you go.
Wow.
Losey's Lobsters. There's a sign over there that says Losey has crabs.
I was sure he really liked.
When I sent it to him, I just get the thanks.
I mean, just the amount of time, I'm thinking just the wire and the lights that you have.
Forever. And again, I always get asked that, how many lights you think are on this? So I was like, the only thing I actually counted the other day, because I was making when I made this, so
Right.
just on this piece right here is 30.
Just on that piece.
Just this little piece that I made here was 30. So, I don't know, there's probably 500-600 lights on just these few modules here. And again, when I count that, because like the string lights underneath, so like what lights up underneath these areas,
Right.
they have 26 light strings.
Oh.
So just the light underneath here alone is 26. So individuals maybe 400 lights.
Wow. Just wow.
Again, when you get back around front, when you look in there, all the offices are all detailed. You got the guy working in there.
Oh, okay.
The way area.
Mm-hmm. The way I see people video your layout of the shows,
Yeah.
but I don't think they realize that your buildings are detailed inside like that. So, like when you watch my videos of your layout.
Yeah, you go in and you do the interiors. Some people do when they realize that they. So I've had people come to the shows, and that will be one of the things I will miss about with Greenberg, is that you do see a lot of, and you get people to come and one of the biggest comments I get is, I've seen your layout 50 times now, and there's always something different, and I'm like, well, there's actually not. I'm like, once I've finished the module, like, that's it.
Right.
Like, yeah, but you don't see it all the first time you walk around. I said, no, it sometimes takes some time to take it all in.
Oh, yeah. It definitely takes time. And every time even when I visit you guys at the show, even though I'm doing behind the scenes, I make sure, because I catch different things at different times. Because my videos, I only want to keep them so long,
Yeah.
So I try to do different things. to make sure I'm bringing different types of scenes to the videos that people haven't seen before. And you motorized that yourself, right?
No, that's a Lionel bridge. I bought 2 of them online.
And they're motorized?
Yeah, they come. They're the Lionel lift bridge.
I did not know that.
It's still in production. You can still find them online. It's the Lionel drawbridge, item 6-14173.
Okay, in case you guys want one, there you go.
So I happened to be, when I bought this, there was a guy selling 2 of them, so I bought 2.
I mean, just the lights on this module is pretty impressive. There you guys can see an overall view of the
Giant man standing down there.
module.
Actually, there's a little detail over here too. I forgot to show you.
All right, let's get over there and check
It's
that
another
out.
one of those little things that, if it's open, you see it moving. It's you don't even realize it's there. A
Right.
lot of times, it's a lot of things with the details. You do things. It's cool when you're doing it, and you're like, nobody's ever going to see that. So, like here on the side of down here,
Okay.
come around the side there.
All right, we'll come around.
So
this
these
side.
two.
Oh.
These 2 doors can open,
Yeah.
and then inside there is that's the big flywheel that you have to is moving the big conveyor.
Oh man, that is cool.
So like when you're over here, it's one of those things that you just catch that something's moving.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the kind of details I like. I like when it's like what is, and then there's you can see it kind of disappears into a pit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got the safety rail around it so that nobody gets caught in it. That would be like the giant conveyor moving the coal.
But yeah, if you left the door open, and
Well, that's it. And again, so it's like, well, what'd you make the doors motorized for? I don't know, just to see if I could. It's like, I really like how this little scene came out down here with the drop off.
oh yeah, yeah, that's cool. Look at it from this angle too. Yeah, you definitely did some. You got hours of work in this, that's for sure.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. So I had to redo the corners. So basically this is, so there's another switch on that corner that can take you, so here's your 4 main lines.
Okay.
This is the piece that comes out and goes to the coal loader. And then this is the track that you switch to here would go into the port to go switch the cars on the car float.
Right.
So I wanted to do a little scene here on the corner. So this is a separate little piece. I scratch built another, because me and my maintenance trucks. I love maintenance trucks. So this little scene is they're welding on a fence.
Oh man.
Doing some maintenance there. And then same thing. I can operate the gate going into the port area.
Huh.
And that would be the little yard office, for the port, and little maintenance building.
Now, question on your vehicles: are you buying red lights to put in as tail lights?
Yeah, well, so those particular ones, I'll bring one in. It's a kit that Evan sells. So you can buy separate lights if you want. But I buy.
That's so nice.
They have in two different sizes.
Okay.
Car LED, so it comes with altogether the 2 white lights and the 2 red lights.
Oh, okay.
It just saves you, and yeah, that way it's only on one rectifier.
Now, are you drilling these out,
Yep.
or are you just making new lights or lenses up?
You drill them out, and then for lenses, what I do is I hold the light back, and then I actually just take clear silicone, put it over the thing, let it dry, and that becomes the new lens.
Oh, okay. Nice.
And then again, all the work lights and stuff are just either chip or Deca size.
And those are all from Evans.
Everything, yeah, all that. Everything you see there is from Evans. The flashers are from Evans. The work lights are from Evans.
So it just shows you guys how you can bring your layout to life with Evans Designs lights.
Yeah, this one's almost all LED. They're the only place there's probably just the street lights, and that's probably the only thing that's incandescent.
And those are by I forget,
Minitronics.
Minitronics, that's right.
Yeah, they're the 2 manufacturers I buy from for lighting. So again, this corner is the one that used to have the building you have that I gave to you. It has the little, it's like a little junction area. It has a little speeder garage in it and everything.
Okay.
That's where this used to sit, was on here. It used to sit right here.
And for those who are a little shy about doing what Matt's doing here, these Evans Designs, they already have...
They already have the bridge rectifiers and everything on them.
Yeah.
So you can buy everything separate from that. If you want to do it yourself, you can just buy the LEDs and
but I'm trying to get beginners in.
yeah, no, you can buy, they actually have kits. And then what it'll say is what it's for. So like this is a car LED kit, has an arm, this is warm, solid red for the 2 lights. And then its input voltage is 9 to 19 volts AC, DC, or DCC.
Right.
So it's all set up
for... And for you guys, so I made it easier on myself. I actually have a 12 volt DC powered
accessory pack
that I use, so I know that it's 12 volt. And so if you're a beginner, don't be afraid to try your hands at electrics. You can buy a DC voltage pack, a 12 volt pack off of Amazon, pretty cheap.
And the same thing, like we're 12 volt AC is what we use. And then there's one hanging on the wall right here. So we use the, I mean, this one's made by Hampton Bay, but Malibu lighting. Those power packs are what power outdoor lighting.
Okay.
But they're they got a high wattage on them.
Yeah. So if you guys rather have an AC pack, there you go.
Yeah. And then I mean, we've got like 10 of those that power up the layout. And then so all the motors and everything, though, those are all DC. So that's why I also code everything. So anything that's red and black is DC power. Anything that's orange and brown is AC power.
Wow, that's pretty smart. That's pretty smart. That way you cannot mix it up.
Well, and you also make sure I flip the plug so that obviously, this is set for a female, but that one's set for a male. So that, and those are the speed connectors. And you can buy those speed connectors at Home Depot. And they're actually rated for 110 volts.
Nice. So I wanted to, since this is going to be the last behind the scenes for a while, or for who knows how long, I wanted to go over some things that you're using. I know we have several times before. So we're just going to go through some things real quickly of materials for you guys who want to try something at home. I want to try and make this easy for you guys to understand, where he's getting, because all this is scratch built and where he's getting his materials from. So I know this is Northern Lumber. This
Yeah,
section.
northeastern or whatever
Nor-
scale lumber, whatever
yeah,
it is. Yeah,
and then he's using chicken wire for his.
those are my grills for chicken wire, and then
So he's just basically buying chicken wire from
buy
him.
rolls at Home Depot.
Yeah.
Cheap. It's called poultry fence. Yeah, and there's different. So that's 1/4 inch. There's 1/2 inch. Um,
And then the glass. How are you making your? Is this
Plexiglass.
plexiglass?
Plexi.
I know you can buy sheets of it at
You buy sheet. I get it. I actually happen to get mine from Monmouth Building Center, where I just the lumberyard where I buy all my stuff. Because
Okay.
then the nice thing with them too is that they'll rip it down to the widths because we need 10-inch piece for the plexiglass in the front. So they've got a table saw that's got a fine thing, and they can rip it up for me.
All right.
But then I just use the scraps that are left over for all my windows.
Are these ladders Titchy?
No, that's Plastruck.
Plastruck. I keep getting them
Yeah,
confused.
Titchy's the windows. You know, all
Titchy's
the
the
windows and any windows and doors.
Yes.
Not on there, like
Um.
there, that door there.
Oh, okay.
Windows. See some of the windows on the thing.
Yeah.
That's
I
all
see.
Titchy.
Titchy.
Yeah.
Okay, so there you go.
Nut bolts, all the nut bolt detail. All those bolts. That all comes from Titchy also.
All Titchy. Oh, there you guys go. So if you want to add nut and bolt details, Titchy. And your siding here.
The siding's that northeastern scale lumber too.
Okay.
I used to get it from Micromark. I actually buy it directly from North Scale Lumber now because Micromark doesn't really carry it anymore. I don't know if they just have an issue, you know, if they're not getting it, if they can't make any money on it, then they're not gonna. So I don't know.
Right.
So, and you can buy directly from.
And the elastic green stuff you're using
So that's
for
Berkshire Junction.
Berkshire.
It's just the elastic, easy line it's called. I get it through Scenic Express.
so you guys see that, you know, it does have a little electricity, but you have to still be careful with
And it
it.
comes in different colors. So I do the green because it looks like copper.
Copper,
They
yeah.
have black. They have rust
I'll
color.
get that on video for you guys. There you go. Berkshire Junction.
And you can buy directly from Berkshire Junction.
And this is one of the easiest things you guys can do to upgrade your layout. If you got poles, put poles. You know, I got to do that myself. I always wanted to put poles in and this stuff, but I still haven't had time to do it.
So making the telephone poles is actually fun. It's projects itself, and that's just you can either use oak or so it's just 1/4 inch oak or just like basswood dowel. The only reason I mix them is because they take the stain differently. So some will look older, and then what I do is I take a razor saw, scrape them up to give them some grain, and then just notch in what I want, the different things.
What are you using for the?
So they're just. So if you've ever gone to Michael's, the only reason I know about this is because my daughters did beading for years.
Oh, they're beads.
Yeah, and they have every color under the sun. So.
Because that's one of the things I definitely want to do with my own layout. Is I want poles and I want to have telephone poles in this line.
So you just sit. So that's where those little mini drills come in very handy. So and as you can see, I have quite a collection of them. But that way you don't have to keep changing out all the time. And they have different, the small little. So one's for drilling the holes for the thing, and they go together with pins. And push a pin in, bend it over, just clamp it on. A little bit of glue to do all the cross arms, all the insulators, and then the lights. How I do the lights is I drill through, and then I use like a conduit on it looks like conduit, but it's just all it is shrink wrap, and then at the bottom, right before I don't know if I have one.
I'm not going to remember. I'm going to have to review my own video.
So
I'm going to do this.
Like what I do is I run it down, but then so that it's not in the way out here, I actually drill a hole like here and then up through the bottom so that I get the wire down, then I just feed it through and then it's out the bottom so that when I put it in, it's not in the way.
Okay.
And then the lights, the same thing, like different shades. So the little tiny shades, like those on that one, those are Miniatronics. But then these shades, these big shades, those are actually, I buy those at Michael's for candle making. That's what actually holds the wick. The bottom of
okay. Yeah, the amount of stuff that you thought of just for doing all this stuff.
And like the letters that say, because I wanted to do raised letters for Raritan, but that's all just Michael's. That's actually, those letters are the things that are, remember the old, look like black, and you press the letters
Yeah,
to
yeah.
change the signs?
To change the sign.
So everything's LED now. Nobody uses those anymore.
Right.
So Michael's actually discontinued and had like 6 sets of them for, it was something ridiculous, like 80% off. So I bought all 6. I bought all 6 sets.
Wow. And over here, so you're just using stenciling for this part of it.
That's just, yeah. So that I actually have one made up. That way I can just kind of tape it. And I have a few different stencils that I make up. So there's my Raritan Valley Call one.
Oh, okay. There you guys go.
You just lay it on something and tape it off, spray it, and then you see some of my buildings have the safety first.
Oh yeah, there you
There's
guys
my
go.
safety first one.
Safety first.
And these are very easy to make up. Just put them together and
Yeah, because I want to see if I can get some beginners interested in doing this.
Yeah.
From because I
then
mean
Berkshire Junction, there's 2 weird things I buy from them: the Easy Line, and then everybody asks that the welding light that I have, because Evans does make one. It looks very fake. That one from Berkshire looks so realistic and you can set the pulse and everything on it. Believe it or not, that welding light kit, I think I have one up there. That's from Berkshire Junction too. It's like a company that makes 2 things. They actually make a lot of pewter accessory stuff.
let me get out of the way here.
There's the welding kit there.
Okay, guys, interesting in a welding kit. And I'm coming over here because I see something that I'm liking already. This hikey, what is it, hikey
So
grass?
that's just a grass mat. So again, here
I like how that it saves time on a static grass.
As a matter of fact, I'll do a little demonstration. That's what I was doing when you got here. Adding, because this last, I'll do a little demonstration. So what you do with this, cut a nice thin strip.
That caught my eye instantly. That hikey, I'm like, wow. That,
Yeah, they make nice products. This is all from Scenic Express. You do different colors, because if you look in real life, all of your grass is not all the same color.
yeah, exactly.
Oh.
That's
So
all
you
right.
take that, and then the trick with it is why you have this is you pull it, stretch it out, because again, grass doesn't grow that solid. You want to see the base scenery underneath.
Oh.
So I take it, I pull it apart. To take it and kind of tease it till you're happy with how it looks. And we'll do this right along the fence here. So usually what I do too is I lay this here so that I know how much glue I got to run out.
Okay.
And then the glue I use is just regular clear
Elmer's
glue.
Yeah, I use that too. I like that glue. Some of that white glue dries.
White glue will dry clear too. I just happen to like the clear.
Yeah.
And that's it. Take kind of pushing it away from the end of the ties.
And there you guys go. So don't be afraid to try things. I know what Matt's doing looks intimidating, but I'm trying to get people who
It's not.
the begin. I want beginners to get interested.
All
in
my
this.
grasses like these
Uh-huh.
are my old chip brushes. So I just cut them. So I go through tons of these. So just take your old chip, once they get thin,
Uh-huh.
like that.
Okay.
Now that's kind of long, so I want to trim it down a little again. Nice flat area. Pick a spot I want some grass.
Okay.
See, kind of like here might be nice. Put a little blob in there. And then what you do is take set it right down in that area, and then you tease it at the top. That's it. Let it dry. And then like this, where I did a big clump, see those loose ones? Once it's dry, I just take a vacuum over top, and those will lift right out.
And just like that, you got grass. Pretty cool.
Yeah, no. And then there's all, they make all different kinds of grasses. There's all different kinds of tufts. There's tons of stuff. Different color. There's all grass tufts.
Oh, yeah.
So most of this is either made by Hecky, Knock is another company.
Knock, I've heard of
again,
Knock.
If you go on Scenic Express, unfortunately, he hasn't put a catalog out in years. I mean, I have, one, but unfortunately, the catalog too. If you're better to go online, because if you go in the catalog, there's so many things that he doesn't carry anymore, have been discontinued, they just don't make anymore.
Right.
So it's like I'll call and they'll be like, I don't have that. But then he's good about it. He'll be like, but I do have this. It's very similar to what that used to be.
I know on the brick, you were sort of like running low on sources for brick there for a while.
So the foam brick that I like on the all the power plant buildings.
Yeah.
That company, that was Knock too. They don't make that anymore. But there's companies out there now like Monster Walls or something that do laser cut. But then if it's something small I need, like I can actually, I've showed you the foam trick where I use my little tool.
Yeah.
Which is just an old paintbrush. So if you take, regular
Oh,
foam,
yeah.
push, so you take an old paintbrush, square it off, sharpen it, and then you can make your own brick in like foam. That's very time consuming, so obviously you're not doing an entire building. I mean, you can, but it'll take you forever.
Right. Yeah, I was just wondering if you found a new source for the brick.
No. I mean, there's still the paper brick. That's just embossed paper. That's company still. I think that was Hecky too. But I mean, I don't know if I need it anymore.
Well, I was looking to help out the beginners who would want to try their hands at.
So, I mean, if you probably just Google O-scale brick paper, or something, I mean, something will come up. You find something. Or again, like I said, call Scenic Express. That's where I used to get it from. Call him and ask him if there's a product out there.
Yeah, because I know, I'm hoping anyway, because I know it has for me. This has all inspired me, and hopefully inspires other people to say, hey, I want to try my hands at doing the different things, or trying a building, small and working our way up, even with lights, because I know that can be intimidating to some people with electricity.
The lights can, but it's really not, because this is all just 2 wires.
Yeah.
And the nice thing with AC, so with DC, you have a positive and a negative.
Right.
AC, it doesn't. You can flip-flop them around. So that's why I choose the AC, because it's a lot more forgiving. You do get a little more flicker with the AC sometimes.
Yeah.
Than you do the DC. DC is I guess a cleaner electricity.
Well, you gotta understand. For me, in the field,
especially vehicles, so you don't deal with DC.
I deal with DC every day. Yeah. So that's why I went the way I did.
Yeah. No, it doesn't. I mean, it's and honestly, you could still use DC power and put a rectifier to take that and make it. There's rectifiers that go both ways.
Yeah.
So you just do bridge rectifiers on them. That's not even something. Like I miss Radio Shack, because I used to do some things with some rectifiers and some resistors and stuff. But it was nice to be able to go in there and be like, I need to convert this to this, and they'd give you what you need. I don't know enough to know what to. Like that one guy that built that signal bridge for me, where he made his own board, like that's just a talent all on its own. That guy built. I wanted, if that's on the mine scene, it's got just that signal tower that goes across that just randomly they change he designed that whole board and then programmed it to do that. To me that was just like like that was pretty. And he's an older gentleman too, which typically they don't usually have that kind of knowledge with electronics and stuff. He just has always worked with it, and he enjoyed it. It's a hobby. He just enjoys working with it.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. All right. Any other questions?
I've pretty much covered most of the stuff that beginners would have questions with. The weathering. I want to touch just real lightly on that. So you're using Indian ink washes.
So I use an Indian ink wash, but then I also use other washes. So like all of my washes. So here's like a
for those who want to weather
light color wash for rust. There, so this would be more, like rust that's more settled. Not this is more like how newer rust is a little lighter when it just first starts rusting.
Oh yeah. And what's the brand name of the washes?
So these I make myself. So
okay.
So to do the darker rust, you mix together raw sienna and burnt umber.
And who makes those?
This is just Liquitex basics.
Liquitex,
Just,
okay.
art. I mean, there's cheaper ones. This is actually good artist paint. It's just, but Michael sells it. And then if you want just a light rust, you just do the raw sienna. And what you do is just put some in there and take it down with water until it comes up the consistency you want.
Okay.
Washes for everything.
Oh, I know. And you got just pure India ink around here.
Pure India. So this is just the pure India ink. So
okay.
that's just all that is India ink and alcohol.
Yeah. And you use that on your woods.
I use that on the woods to get that like old like this. That'll make it look like that, just like old worn lumber.
And that's good stuff to use on your flat car too with the wood.
Use on flat cars.
Gondola.
But then like I had like my barnacles here. So my barnacles down here. So I used a black and a green color mixed together to make like a seaweed color. And that's how I so my barnacles are actually just kitty litter. So I took but then I made a wash of that I could go back and kind of like if you've ever looked at barnacles, like you see them where they're kind of white, but then all of a sudden they're kind of like have seaweed on them.
Yeah,
and that was the look I was kind of going for. My tar, it's just black paint, straight black paint. The rust on here with the wood is actually a wash of the India ink first, and then the rust color over top.
Over top, okay.
And it gives you that look.
Okay. And I appreciate you spending this extra time, explaining all this out because, I'm trying to inspire other people to try and do something on their own, hopefully.
It's a great hobby. And listen, you don't have to do, like I'm going to be, some of the new stuff I'm doing now with some of these military dioramas. You could just do, like some guys just make dioramas as hobbies. Like something this big. Build a model of a tank, make a terrain, use all this scenery stuff to make a thing, and you could just make a diorama of a... And people actually buy those things. Like you see those things for sale all the time for like $200-300.
Oh yeah,
people buy them. And it's like so I mean, you could just make a hobby out of building dioramas.
Yeah, absolutely.
I have a lamp I made upstairs that has like an old tipple and everything on it, and I just made a lamp out of it. Everybody never sees it. They're like, I'll give you $400 for it. I'll give you $500 for it. I'm like, it's not for sale. Like I use it on my desk upstairs. But it's like, there's all kinds of little, it's just fun just to build things. You don't even have to be necessarily with railroads. It could be, it could be anything. Been very enjoyable.
All right, well, we look forward to seeing you setting up in the future at Info Age and York. And
You're looking forward to York. Yeah, we got a lot of guys going to be there. It should be a good time. Our first time.
Yeah, so you guys considering going out to York for the first time, make sure you absolutely got to get there. You were saying it could be possibly the last time you'll be the biggest you ever were because you might have a couple guys retiring, or...
Well, Jeff doesn't want to really do it anymore. Not that he doesn't, he still wants to come to the club, but it's harder for him to do his modules.
Yeah.
So he does want to do York, but he was one that wasn't like, he doesn't want to do the Greenberg shows all the time. He wants to come, run trains, but he doesn't want to have to haul. it's hard for him. I mean, I think he's in his 80s now, and it's trying to get him upstairs into his truck, and it's so that'll be 3 modules we won't have use of anymore. Who else? Yeah, I can't think of anybody else, but yeah, no, and there's no, even the young kids that come in, they don't want to build modules. I mean, you say so because they all have these tiny little cars now because the gas is expensive. They can't, they're not, and pickup trucks. Well, I mean, pickup trucks $100,000.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So it's like it's they're driving these little smart cars and all this, so you can't fit a module in it.
Right.
So yeah, it's just it's a dying hobby. It really is, and it's a shame to say. Not trains necessarily, but the modular aspect is. I think it's a dying hobby. And it's a shame. I mean, I've enjoyed it. Like I said, I've been a member of the club since 2011, and I've enjoyed every minute of it, and been building something every minute of it. I mean, anybody's watched our layout over the years, like it changes all the time. Unfortunately, that's not gonna. You'll see different modules, different shit, because we just have so many modules now.
Yeah.
But there's nothing new going to be built for a while. Maintenance. That's about it.
And if you guys want to see past videos of the ever-changing layouts of the Raritan Valley Hi-Railers, you guys can go back to my playlist. I got a playlist, which I'll leave a link to that in the description of this video as well, dedicated to just the Raritan Valley Hi-Railers. I think that might go back to 2013, 2012, somewhere.
Pretty far.
Yeah, it goes back pretty far, and it shows, their layout. Showing the layout from that point in time up until this period. And hope you guys enjoyed another Dakman Productions video. Hope you guys get inspired and do something. Start small and work your way up. Get into doing something like this for your own layout. Hopefully it gave you, me doing these behind the scenes gave you some inspiration, some ideas. Hopefully Matt, inspired you as well, because he's a mastermind when it comes to this stuff. Absolutely. And
I'm not mastermind. I'm a legend of my own mind.
But he's definitely taught me a lot of things behind the scenes, which I learned a lot from just doing this with him. So thank you guys again. We'll catch you trackside. Goodbye.